My grandmother accidentally became a viral TikTok star at 89, but how is she posting when she died 3 years ago? So I'm scrolling through TikTok last week when this video pops up of an old woman making banana bread, and I literally dropped my phone. It looks exactly like my grandmother Rose. Same voice, same mannerisms, even the same recipes. The caption says, Grandma Rose's secret recipe. But here's the thing, Grandma Rose died 3 years ago. I was at her funeral. I watched the video about 15 times, analyzing every detail. The woman has the same laugh, same way of measuring ingredients, even the same habit of tapping her wooden spoon on the bowl. The account has 2.3 million followers, and every video is getting hundreds of thousands of views. But something feels off about the kitchen. It's similar, but not quite the same as I remember. Different countertops, different window placement, but the same vintage mixing bowls and wooden utensils. I screenshot everything and call my mom, who goes completely silent for like 30 seconds. Then she just says, I need to tell you something, and hangs up. That's when I know something's seriously wrong because my mom never ends a conversation that abruptly, especially not without asking if I've eaten dinner. I can't sleep that night, so I dive deeper into the account. There are dozens of videos going back months. The woman making apple pie, teaching viewers how to darn socks, even complaining about how kids today don't write thank you notes. Every gesture, every expression looks exactly like my grandmother. The comments are wild. People calling her the sweetest grandma on the internet, asking for more recipes, sharing their own family stories. Some viewers even mention she reminds them of their own deceased grandparents. What really gets me is this one video where she mentions missing her family and hoping they're doing well. She talks about grandchildren she hasn't seen in years and wonders if they still remember her recipes. The way she says it breaks my heart because it sounds so genuine, so full of regret and longing. She even mentions specific details about Christmas cookies and Sunday dinners that match my childhood memories perfectly. The next morning, my mom shows up at my door with a box of old photos and the most uncomfortable expression I've ever seen. She sits me down and explains that my grandmother had an identical twin sister named Ruth who moved to Arizona 40 years ago after a massive family fight over their mother's inheritance. They looked so similar that even close family members couldn't tell them apart. What's worse, they'd shared all their recipes and cooking techniques growing up, learning side by side from their own grandmother. Ruth had been following our lives through social media for years, watching from a distance through mutual cousins who stayed in touch with both sisters. When Rose died, Ruth was devastated that she'd never reconciled with her twin. So she started making these TikTok videos using Rose's recipes and mannerisms, almost like she was channeling her twin's memory. She'd spent decades watching Rose from afar through family updates, so she knew about her habits and even some of the stories Rose used to tell. But here's the crazy part. Ruth had no idea the account would blow up. She was just making videos to feel connected to the sister she'd lost and the family she'd walked away from decades ago. The millions of followers happened completely by accident. She'd been planning to reach out to us for months, but was terrified we'd reject her like Rose had. My mom's been in contact with Ruth for the past week, and they're planning a reunion. Apparently, Ruth's been wanting to reach out to our family for years, but was too ashamed about the old fight and too scared that we'd blame her for Rose's death. TikTok accidentally became her bridge back to us. And now she's overwhelmed by both the internet fame and the possibility of family reconciliation. We're flying to Arizona next month to meet the aunt we never knew existed. She's excited to teach me all the recipes that Rose never got the chance to pass down, plus some family stories that died with their feud.